Today, I want to talk about something that might shift the way you see budgeting completely. Because budgeting isn't really about the math, it's not about spreadsheets, and it's not about restriction. It's not about being good with money. Budgeting at its core is about habits. And if we don't understand that part, we'll keep trying to fix our money by changing numbers instead of behaviors. So today, we're breaking down what budgeting actually is, what habits actually are, how your money patterns are habits, and how to break the ones that aren't serving you. And by the end of this video, you will see money differently. When most people hear budget, they think cutting spending, saying no, feeling guilty, tracking every penny, and restriction. But budgeting at its core is simply awareness and intention. That's it. It's knowing what's coming in, what's going out, and why it's going out. Budgeting is awareness applied consistently, and that's where habits come in, because awareness once won't change anything, but awareness repeated becomes behavior, and behavior repeated becomes a habit. The habit repeated becomes an identity. A habit is simply something you do repeatedly without thinking. It's an automatic pattern. You don't wake up and think, I'm going to brush my teeth today. You just do it. Money is the same. You don't think, I will emotionally impulse buy today. It just happens because habits live on autopilot. They are cue, behavior, reward. So for example, maybe the cue is stress and the behavior in response to the stress is to do some online shopping because it'll make you feel better, right? So the reward is a dopamine hit. So every time you get a little stressed, you do some shopping because you know it'll at least temporarily make you feel better. And that's not a spending problem. That, my friend, is a habit loop. Every financial outcome in your life is a result of repeated behavior. Late fees, habit. Amazon orders, habit. Never checking your account, habit. Avoiding your bills, habit. But also saving $10 a week, habit. Meal planning, habit. Setting money aside for feed, habit. The question isn't, am I good with money? The real question is, what habits am I practicing around money? Because the habits will win every time. Now, you don't break habits with shame. You break them with interruption. So the first step is awareness. Awareness without the judgment. Instead of, I'm terrible with money, try, I have a habit of avoiding my account. Then ask yourself, what's triggering that? Is it being overwhelmed, fear, your past mistakes, stress? You can't fix what you won't look at, so we need to reduce the friction. If you impulse spend at night, remove your saved cards from your phone or your computer. Delete the app that you use for shopping. Unsubscribe from those texts and those emails that you get talking about all the deals. Make it harder to complete the bad habit. Then you have to go out of your way to do it, right? So we want to make the counterpart, the good habit, easier. So let's trade shopping with something else. Let's scroll YouTube for a meditation series or an old song you haven't listened to in 10 years. Something like this is close enough to the old habit. You're scrolling your phone, searching, you're making a decision on what you want. So you're still going to get the dopamine hit, but you aren't spending any money to do it. Good habits are built small. They're not dramatic, not extreme. They're small. Start with checking your account once a week, writing down your purchases, setting aside $5 consistently, planning meals before you go shopping. Small repeated actions will compound, just like in a garden. Because you don't plant a seed and then scream at it to grow. You water it consistently. Budgeting is like gardening with your money. If you don't pay attention to your plants, they'll die and disappear. But if you nurture them, give them the space and the sunlight they need to thrive, they'll flourish. This is where systems will come in. A system supports a habit so you don't rely on motivation alone, because we all know motivation fades over time. Systems stay. So for example, instead of saying, I'll try to save more, create a system. Create an automatic transfer every payday. Instead of, I'll try to spend less on groceries, create a system. Plan a weekly meal plan list, a grocery template, or a spending tracker you can reuse. When you take the everyday decisions out and automate them, your life will automatically become a little bit easier, less stressful, and more organized. That's exactly why I built my budgeting binder, because I realized I didn't need more willpower, I needed more structure. The binder isn't about restriction, it's about visibility. When you can see everything clearly, you can make calmer decisions. If you struggle to build new habits, try stacking them onto habits you already have. Your brain already runs certain parts of your day on autopilot, things like making coffee, eating dinner, or getting paid. When you attach a new habit to something that's already happening that you do regularly, it removes the need to remember and rely on motivation alone. The routine itself becomes the reminder. So, for example, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I'm going to watch a video on investing or saving money on YouTube. After Sunday dinner, I'm going to review my spending for the week. After payday, I'm going to log into my bank and look at my income and allocate everything. Tie new money habits to routines that you already have. That's how they're going to stick. If you think budgeting feels hard, it's not because you're bad at math, it's because you lack discipline. It's because habits run on autopilot, and the beautiful thing about habits is that they can be changed. Not overnight, not perfectly, but intentionally. Budgeting is not about perfection, it's about practicing better habits long enough so that they become your new normal. And if you're ready to build better money habits but don't know where to start, my Homestead budget binder was created exactly for this. It's not a strict spreadsheet. It's not a rigid monthly system. It's a flexible, printable system designed for variable income, feed costs, garden spending, real life. It helps you see your money clearly, tracking it without being overwhelmed, and build consistency that you can continue on with. And you can find it linked below along with my Freebie Hub, where I have tons of free printables just waiting for you to snatch up. If this video helped you see budgeting differently, comment habits down below. This helps me know that you like the content and I can create more just like it. And make sure that you're subscribed if you're not already, and I will see you in the next one.